CNNfn, the financial network.
We told you that traffic on sports-related websites are up 19%. ActiveUSA.com wants to seize that and jump all over it and be out in the front. With me is the CEO of that company, Jim Woodman. Thanks so much for joining us.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Now, you not only launched to see this trend, but you got Lance Armstrong, the really very poignant winner of the Tour de France as one of your investors and one of the people who climbed on board. How important is that to have a high-profile sports figure as part of a sports website?
Well, I think it's very important. I mean, Lance and I have been friends since he was a 14-year-old triathlete. I used to direct races that he competed in, and we've known each other for many years, and he saw this, as did I, very early. So it's great to have him on board and that he saw this before. It was just a little twinkle in all our eyes.
You know, it seemed to me that, I was really surprised when you said it's very fragmented out there right now. It seemed to me that the web would really cater to this kind of thing, that the people on the web often are young men and women who are really interested in what's going out there in the athletic field. Well, and it just hasn't exploded yet?
Well, what it is it's very difficult to aggregate all this content when you figure you have 60 sports that we've identified in 50 states. You've got clubs and associations that really don't have any say with the national governing bodies of their sports. It's different in every single sport, and none of the newspapers carry the content. This is where the regional sports magazines, of which I was a publisher of Florida Sports Magazine, how we started. We were always doing these events, putting the event applications in the magazines. Nobody was doing it on the daily newspaper.
So you're almost like a search engine just for the sporting world. I read that you have 40,000. You list 40,000 sporting events.
Yeah, now we have over 40,000 events and clubs in the system now, and we feel we'll be 200,000 by spring of 2000.
And what's the scale of that? Everything from, you know, like Main Street, USA, all the way up to the New York City Marathon?
Absolutely. Everything from, you know, little Bob's 5K run to a bike tour to a tennis tournament to, you know, polo and anything in between. We're also working with the National Recreation and Park Association to wire every city, county, and state facility in the country.
So you launched in January, not yet profitable, but you're going for that with just advertising dollars or also with retail?
Well, there's a ton of revenue streams here. We feel we're one of the .coms that actually will be profitable. We have a lot of solutions we put in for the event organizers, from bibs to race t-shirts to coupons to insurance. We basically offer solutions for them and make their life easier. They don't have to input this data as it comes in the mail. They can download it off utilities we provide off the website, so it makes it much easier for them.
You think it might be a little bit too ambitious, though? You think you might have a little bit too much in your website?
Well, we have a lot of very good partners. We've got partners from every regional sports magazine in the country. So name some. Name some that you think. We've got USA Today on board. We serve the content to them. We've got many daily newspapers. We're working with the National Recreation and Park Association. We're working with the State Games of America to get associations with every individual state game and wire all of those. There's over 500,000 athletes there, so there's some very good partners behind us.
Okay, so with those good partners, with that high-profile Lance Armstrong, you know, leading the company, when do you think that you'll be profitable?
We probably by the end of 2001 we'd be profitable.
Okay,
I see that very realistically.
And is going public in this scenario?
It's definitely a viable option, absolutely.
Before then?
Very possible.
Maybe not next week, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's not my what I'm looking at. It's like we're building a company here, so I don't sit here and think, oh, we're going to go public and everybody's a .com company. When are you going public? For us, it's just building a very profitable and useful community for recreational athletes.
So with 40,000 sporting events, you really are trying to reach all demographics?
We're basically trying to reach anybody who's active. We're creating a lifestyle community. So there'll be rankings on the net, there's interactive chat, groups together, there's nutrition and training advice, It's where you go if you're an active. You don't even have to participate or compete in these events.
So here's my next question. Where I go often on my vacations is overseas, where I'm very active. So is that a next step as well? I mean, it's a global community.
Absolutely. One step ahead. It's very true. We're with the NRPA. We have relationships in Canada, Australia, Japan, and the UK. And we have language translation capability through some of the chat stuff we're developing that will allow us to let people communicate in languages. You could type in English, it would go to someone in Germany, come out in German, they could type back in German, you get it in English. So there's some pretty neat stuff coming down the pipe for them.
Sounds like you've got to have a lot of overhead to do all this translation and all this information. Jim Woodman, the CEO of ActiveUSA.com, all the best to you. Thanks for joining us today.
Yep.
And the Biz Buzz will be back right after this short break.